There's no way for any one actor to get control of the network. All you can do is empower the rest of the network by a factor of 100. And owning a lot of Bitcoin doesn't really give you power. Coinbase and Cash App have power, but that's different than the BlackRock power. And that's different than the Marathon or the Riot or all the Bitcoin mining power. And that's different than the power of all the node runners. And that's different than the power of the regulators or the politicians that support it.
The entry of institutional players, especially BlackRock, has been met with its fair share of scrutiny from Bitcoin holders. Many, including investigative journalist Whitney Webb, are concerned that the entry of these institutions is a ploy to establish a stranglehold on Bitcoin from the inside. But MicroStrategy CEO and Bitcoin maximalist Michael Saylor shares his insights on why that is not the case. Saylor believes that nobody can control Bitcoin and explains that any accumulation of Bitcoin will empower the network first, before empowering the new buyers. Because of this, Saylor asserts that there is absolutely nothing to fear in regards to BlackRock's accumulation. Saylor's opinions are shared by other maximalists like Samson Moe, who agree that institutional support is not only welcome but necessary. Let's take a look at clips from the interview.
I think that every single time you have a new participant in the network, they decentralize the network further. And I think that the more participants we have, the less likely it is that someone will corrupt the network. I think that if you have powerful companies and powerful owners in 100 different countries, the network is less likely to be corrupted. Its integrity is enhanced because now you have strong political actors with a vested interest to keep anybody from attacking the network. I don't think they're taking over Bitcoin because 99% of the Bitcoin is in someone else's hands and they triple the price of Bitcoin. And so the 99% of the people that hold the rest of Bitcoin just got 3 times as powerful. And so there's no way for someone to join the network and undermine the network. They're strengthening the network as they join it. So if you're worried about one country or one company having an influence, then the best thing that could possibly happen is have 10 other companies in 10 other countries, because now you have a network of interdependencies and you have checks and balances throughout. And I think that we've got more and more checks and balances. There's no way for any one actor to get control of the network. All you can do is empower the rest of the network by a factor of 100. And owning a lot of Bitcoin doesn't really give you power. I mean, the network is stabilized by a combination of computer power, electric power, political power, economic power, and transactional power. So Coinbase and Cash App have power, but that's different than the BlackRock power. And that's different than the Marathon or the Riot or all the Bitcoin mining power. And that's different than the power of all the node runners. And that's different than the power of the regulators or the politicians that support it. And so there's a lot of different power in the network, and it's just getting more decentralized. Now it just turns out that instead of the traditional Bitcoin voices from 2020, you still got them, but you've also got voices from Fidelity and BlackRock and other players, and you've got voices from the senators and the Congress people that support them, and you've got voices of the regulator that approved the ETF. That's not fewer voices, that's more voices. So I don't worry about the people joining our network. We're winning the smart ones, and they're going to fight to defend the values of Bitcoin. You want to worry about it, right? Your enemies aren't the people buying Bitcoin because they want a decentralized crypto asset that's without an issuance. Your enemies are the people that are buying an inferior asset like gold or real estate or equity or bonds, or they're buying a crypto token network which is centrally controlled, that is an asset with an issuer. Those are the people that actually have the vested interest in undermining Bitcoin because they're threatened by a superior technical, ethical, economic idea.
So far, Saylor has taken the time to break down exactly why institutional support for Bitcoin is categorically good. He's explained that it's impossible to undermine Bitcoin from the inside because every purchase will strengthen the already existing network. He's also explained that diversity and power is beneficial for the overall network health. Next, he turns his attention to the ETFs. He discusses their success and the most important implication of their approval. Sit back as we bring you more clips from the interview.
I expected the ETF launch to be successful, but I think it's quite impressive just how successful it's been. At this point, we can see that these ETFs are going to surpass gold ETFs in not too long a time. The Bitcoin ETFs are the most successful ETF launch in 30 years, and apparently in the first 30 days, they outperformed every other ETF. I think that they have sparked the bull run and the upward movement in the price. I mean, definitely there's a huge amount of institutional capital flowing into Bitcoin right now that is driving the price because of asset scarcity. The most important result of this is the ETFs themselves represent regulatory clarity for Bitcoin as the institutional grade crypto asset. I think that's a very important thing. I think secondarily, the ETFs represent an on-ramp for institutional money, and they open up a gateway between $100 trillion or more of institutional money and Bitcoin. The third thing is they have sparked this price action, and as Bitcoin moves back toward its all-time high, they have generated an extraordinary amount of media coverage and Wall Street awareness, and Bitcoin benefits from the awareness of the asset class because as of now, 99% of the mainstream investors really have an incomplete understanding of Bitcoin, and the best thing that we could do is just build awareness that it is an asset class, and then people will start to do the work to understand what it is. And so all three of those things have been catalyzed over the past month by these ETF launches.
The success of the Bitcoin spot ETFs is unprecedented. Aside the launch of the SPY ETFs, the Bitcoin spot ETFs are the most successful ETF launch ever. Even while being plagued by the outflows of Grayscale, the Bitcoin ETFs have a net inflow of $11 billion in a little over 2 months. In comparison, the most successful ETF had $27 billion of net inflow in 36 months. There is no denying the demand for Bitcoin through the ETFs. With the halving yet to occur, it suggests that even greater highs are on the horizon. In addition, as Saylor said, these ETFs represent clarity on the stance of governments and institutions in regards to Bitcoin. All of these are positive indicators for the future of Bitcoin. Saylor has also dismissed the notion that the entry of BlackRock and other players can impact the progress of the network. He has made it clear that there is nothing to worry about. It seems like Bitcoin can only go higher from here. What do you think about Saylor's optimistic outlook and opinion on the importance of institutional adoption? To see the latest in crypto news, watch this video here.